started. And then everybody to face this way so I can see your beautiful face. That would be perfect. I appreciate it. All right, well, good morning. My name is Miss Barnes. We're good friends now. We've done this before. I'm teaching a lesson today on Research 101. I'm exploring credible electronic resources. Last time we talked about compare and contrast, so I think this will be something different, but still fun. So of course I like to start out with a little something about me. That's me again, Miss Barnes. I go to UNCG. I'm getting my master's of library science. My goal is to be a school librarian, as you guys know. I'm from Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and I always try to put in a fun fact about myself. Last time I said I love the color pink, and this time I'm saying I am a super Beyonce fan. Okay, so I wanted you guys to know that, so we'll feel a little bit more friendly. Before we get started, I wanted to say I'm a little under the weather. My voice is kind of hoarse, so if you could just kind of listen, I would appreciate it. I don't think we'll have any problems. Last time went amazingly, so I'm sure everything will be great. I always do my 3 rules. It kind of keeps it simple. 1, when I or someone else is speaking, you are listening. 2, if you have a question, please raise your hand. I know we're probably going to get excited and everyone's going to have a lot to say, but if you could just raise your hand, I'll try to get to as many people as I can. And 3, when I am teaching, please be quiet unless asked to speak. And basically, this all boils down to mutual respect for one another. Can we do that? I knew we could. Yeah, you guys are great. Okay, so let's get right into it. I have a problem. My teacher has assigned a project on the solar system. I need to write a paper and do a presentation, and it's due tomorrow. Okay, so I'm kind of a slacker on this one, but what would be my first step? Where do I begin? Can someone raise their hand and tell me? Yes, sir.
You gotta try to do some research.
Do some research. Okay, now where would I start doing research? You would start on the presentation? Okay, but I need some information first. I haven't talked about the solar system in a long time. Yes. This encyclopedia. Okay, that's a good one. Anywhere else? That right here. I'm sorry? Google. Okay. All right. Interesting. Anywhere else I could find some information? Yes, ma'am. The library. Of course. I should have thought about that. Anything else? So we have the encyclopedia. We have Google. The library. Yes, ma'am. Very, very good. Okay. Well, I will definitely start there. My first idea was to go to Google. Most people would say, I don't know, Google it, right? That was as someone said. And Google can be a great source, but then it can also have some information that we don't need. So here are some benefits of Google. Okay, there is a vast number of resources that can be easily found. When you type into that search engine, immediately you can get millions upon millions of search results, right? Which can be a good thing. There's millions of articles that can be accessed for free. That means I don't have to pay any money. And trust me, on my budget, I don't need to spend any money. So that would be perfect. You can learn just about anything through a simple search, which just kind of goes back to getting as many results as you need. I thought this was really funny from Twilight for any of my Twihearts out there. It says, how did you know it was Moon's birthday? I Googled it. You can pretty much find anything out on the internet, kind of going back to that. However, when doing a Google search or using any search engines, there is no way to guarantee that these resources are credible. The definition is down there. Credible, offering reasonable grounds for being believed. Trustworthy. Which means that basically we need to use sites that we can trust, right? Because if we're doing research, we want to get a good grade, right? So we want to use resources that are academically based, okay? If they are not credible, you may end up with information that is biased, untrue, and not appropriate for research. Bias is an inclination of temperament or outlook, especially a personal and sometimes unreasoned judgment, a prejudice. So, for example, if we're doing a project on, let's say, Abraham Lincoln. And someone's going to say, Abraham Lincoln was the best president because da-da-da-da. They're going to list all these reasons, but they don't really give you facts. They're just telling you why they think that he's the best president, right? So when we're looking for research, we need to find research that's just giving us facts. It doesn't need to be your opinion. It needs to be, this is what he did, this is how he lived, etc., etc. So I did a quick Google search, and I just typed in solar system, and these are some of the things I came up with. The top one is Wikipedia. Are you familiar with that? Yes, okay. The thing about Wikipedia is, I could put information on Wikipedia, you could put information on Wikipedia, anyone can. Okay, so does that mean it's a credible source if anyone can put information up there?
No.
No, exactly. So Wikipedia is one that we wouldn't want to go to immediately. If I ever use Wikipedia, which I try not to, if you just need a quick overview of something, it might be helpful. However, sometimes the information is biased and untrue. So that would not be perfect for a research. The next one that came up was National Geographic. Now, we've all heard of National Geographic, correct? Mm-hmm. Right, so that's a pretty good source. They're trustworthy, they have magazines, they've been around forever. So that would be definitely one I would go to. The next one is kidsastronomy.com. I'm not familiar with that one. You can always read the little snippet. Our solar neighborhood is an exciting place. The solar system full of planets, moons, asteroids, comets, minor planets. It doesn't sound bad, but again, that would be one that we would have to go into and look and see. So this is just showing you how a search could be done. But then if you notice at the top, look at all the results. That means I'm going to have to spend my time, when I should be writing, going through all of these results. And I don't have that much time. And I'm sure you guys will want to spend that much time on research, right? No, we have other things to do, right? Yeah, of course. So if we're not going to use Google, then what could we use? The Johnson Street site, as she said in the back. The site actually has a lot of information that's helpful for research and have been picked out by Dr. Elder for you. Okay? So you basically don't have to do any of the work, right? So that knocks out a lot of time. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the site. Okay. And when you go, can you move this over a little bit? Okay, thank you. So when you guys go to the site, I believe it's your home page here. And if you were at home, you could just type in the website. You'll go down to Media Center. See Dr. Elder's name right there. Okay, once you get on this page, you're going to go into Technology, Tools, and Resources. And then the one we're going to focus on today is Dr. Elder's Info and Tech Symblue. Okay, so when you go here, this is a lot of resources that Dr. Elder has chosen that she feels will help you with the research process. Okay? So the first one we're going to look at is MC Wise Owl. But before we get into that, I'm going to pass out a worksheet. Okay. So on the worksheet, it's a web page credibility checklist. Okay, it's pretty self-explanatory. It says use this checklist as a guide to help you decide whether an online source is reliable. Same thing as credible. Okay, we're going to use those hand in hand. It says to get 7 or more points, this is probably a reliable source. Consider using it. If it's 4 to 6 points, this might be a good source. Try to find out more about it before using it. And if it has 3 or less points, this is probably not worth including in your sources, okay? So I'm going to take you through a few sources depending on how time allows. And I also hopefully can get you guys up here at the computer to do some searches as well. So we'll go ahead and start with MC Wise Owl.